Hey, Sam Bell here. I've got a 80s chord etude for you. Take a listen to it, then we'll break it down. Okay, so let's dive in with this track that I put together to demonstrate how to get some melodic moving chord voicings over a very straightforward progression. Very much inspired by our 80s session heroes like Steve Lukather or Mike Landau. Taking these small parts of chords and making melodic movements is a really fun and cool way of playing guitar. If you would like to get the chart that goes with this, then check out the link in the description. You'll be able to get your hands on the tab with all the voicings and their related big voicing that they come out of. Okay, so let's take a look at the chord progression. So moving over to the guitar now. I'm just going to use these block chords just to show you where we are on the fretboard. So a big old A minor chord in an E minor shape. So just like an E minor chord in the open position, but being moved up here. Then we've got G as a major chord with a major third here, and an F. Now the A minor chord lasts for two measures. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, F, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4. That's the progression we have in the A section. So for the A section, I'm playing this. So what's going on here is we're taking an A minor voicing from a C minor shape in the cage system. It's a very simple shape. Let me just show you on the fretboard here. You've got 10, 9, 10, D, G, B. If we're looking at the intervals over the root note of A, that's the minor third on the D string, C. We've got the fifth on the G string at the 9th fret there, which is the note E, and then the root note's actually on top of this chord. So we've got this melody. Then we're going to find a little melody. I just want it to drop down here to E. Now this is actually an E minor chord. So it's 5, 4, 5, D, G, B, and it's E minor technically by itself. That would be the minor third, that would be the fifth, and that would be the root. But we're playing it over A. So now the third becomes a flat 7, the fifth becomes a 9, and the E, which is the root note of E minor, is now the fifth of our A minor 9 chord. So now we have just straightforward A minor triad, and then back to A minor 9, using the same chord voicing. Now, I want to sort of make this lesson a bit of an intro to why learning the cage system is really important. Not just learning the big block chords, but breaking it down into small, 3 to 4 string voicings, and then learning, if you know your theory a bit, you can actually use these triads over different bass notes to create extensions without having to play big chord shapes. So it's well worth investigating, and I might have some more news on that kind of subject in the future. But you can also, there's loads of great YouTube lessons on that stuff. Anyway, moving on over to the F chord, we're going to keep that melody going on the B string. So far we've had... I wanted to keep the melody going here, so I kept the B string here. The chord has now changed to F. Now this is coming out of a bar chord of F, but I'm just going to take the 3rd fret on the D, open G, 1st fret on the B. And then I'm going to grab the high E string afterwards. So finding little melodies within a chord voicing is really cool, because we're really, we're not just playing big block chords, we're using moving that shape up to G. So over F, that is technically like an F add 9.
add 9, or sus, F sus, depending on. I mean, I've got all kinds of other things going on, but those notes technically are just F sus 2, root 2, 5, major 7. So maybe it's you've got the major 7 in there, but there's no third. Okay. Then we're going to move that up, same shape over G, and that's pretty straightforward over G. You've got root, 5th. But it's quite nice to have quite a solid thing. You want to sort of mix. I think just there's no hard and fast rules, but I would suggest with these, when you're putting extensions on chords, experiment with the density of of how the progression goes. You might, like for example here it starts with triad, extension, suspended, and then pretty much a power chord. Okay, and that kind of keeps it, there's a bit of movement. It's not too much. It's like having a pizza with all of the toppings at once. Might be a nice idea in our dreams, but in reality it might be a bit of a nightmare to eat and for our taste buds. And it's music. We've got to find these little nuggets and create melody with them. So again, there's a definite melody within those voicings connecting those chords, and subconsciously that's something I kind of went for. Okay, now the B section, we're just going to go F to G, F to G. It just does that. It's just a turnaround on those two chords. And I went for this sort of idea. Let's see if I can remember how to play it without the backing. So we had. So right here, that's over F. Now that's coming out of this voicing of F major 7. This is an A-shaped F major 7, and this is in the diagram. If you want the tab for this, just check the link in the description and you'll be able to find it. But we have 9 on the G, 10 on the B, coming out of that chord shape. So if I take you through that chord shape, you've got 8, 10, 9, 10. Okay, which is root 5th, major 7, 3rd. So by just taking these two notes, you're just getting the major 7th and 3rd. So 7th and 3rd are quite important notes of a chord's kind of type and sound. So going for those, but by themselves, that's kind of, it could be part of a power chord. It's kind of a nice strong sound as a guitar part. Then I'm grabbing the E and then going down here. What's going on here is it's part of a C major triad over G, which technically gives you like a G. If you look at the root, if you look at the notes, if I just play that C triad on the 5th fret, D, G, and B over G, you've got root, you've got the 4, and you've got a 6 or a 13, 6, 9. Could be another. It's that kind of voicing, but it's just it's that. Okay, it fits in the chord and it fits to the melody. And then over F, very simple. Now here, that's just out of the top part of an F major chord. As you learn when you first pick up the guitar, you learn your open chords and you learn your F bar chord. But the simple version of that is just the top 3 or 4 strings. So I was just taking the 2nd fret G and B, which is the 3rd and 5th. Then open E, which is grabbing the major 7th over F. And then it moves up back to that double stop we had from the previous chord, but now it's over F, and that's now the 5th and the major 7th over F. So it's like it's coming out of that shape of F major 7, off the D strings. We've got 5, 5, 5, 5, G, B, E. So we're just taking those two, so creating a bit of a movement on just the F chord. And then for G, straightforward, right down there. We've got this the 3rd and the 5th out of the bar chord on the G and the B string. We finish off with the B section sort of ends with going back to A. We're doing a bit of a classic neo-soul lick. We're taking an A minor 7th with the flat 7 in the bass, but I'm getting the A in there as well. And that's just the 5th fret on the D, G, B, and E. And I'm hammering on the 7th fret on the high E string, and that's grabbing the 9th. So A minor, add 9. And that goes on for a bit, and then we do a bit of
And the delay on that kind of with the backing track gives you a bit of an interplay. But that's just an A minor triad coming out of the A minor shape up the 12th fret. So just if you would take A minor in the open position, scoot it all the way up to an octave above, and you'd have 12, 13, 14 on the E, B and G. G is your root note. And that's the kind of funky part. Now, I might do some funky lessons in the future, but that's kind of it. So there we are. That is the 80s Lush Chords etude. I really hope you've enjoyed it. If you like this video, then please leave a like, subscribe. It really helps. Leave a comment, say hello. If you want the tab, check out the thing in the description. You'll be able to have the tab sent straight to your inbox. However it works, you'll get the tab with all the diagrams of what chord shapes these little patterns are related to, and hopefully it helps in your practice. We're going to come back later this month with another chordal etude. I'm not sure what it will be yet, but it will be definitely to do with this sort of subject of moving chords. If there's anything else you'd like to see here at this channel, then leave a comment as well. Hope you're doing well. Let us know what you're working on, and we'll catch you soon. Thank you very much.